I believe everyone had a very wonderful weekend. So let's create and then thanks the men above who gave us the bonus day to see this day once again. So as we are starting the new chapter today, it's all about theory as we did a practical last week. Then if you can still remember that we spoke about spreadsheet. So we covered everything on spreadsheet, and a week before last week, then we are on theory again. So we spoke about the hardwares being inputs, the processing and the output and the storage. Then we said all this, they gave us what is so-called the information processing cycle, of which now I believe then we all understand what is the difference between data and information, because we said data, we refer to the raw facts, figures, symbols that has no meaning. Then we need to process that through the information processing cycle. Because if you still remember, then under the information processing cycle, we had input, process, output, and storage and communication. As today, I'm going to start the concept on the networks, because communication under the is a fifth step of the information processing cycle, whereby we said we process data, we enter that through the input, then we process it through the central processing units, then we store it through the storage, then from there, no, we have the results. I mean, so the end results of the processed data is called an information. I'm sorry for that mistake there. Then now we know with that results, that's when now we can store the results as an end product of unorganized facts. Now it's organized and meaningful. Then we can be able to make decision out of that. So then at later stage, then what do? We store. Then after the storage, then we can share. So that's what we can simple do. Then today, sharing, we are talking about the network. In order for us to share, we need to network. So I'm going to introduce the lesson objective for today, guys. Then these are the lesson objective. Like at the end of the lesson, I'm expecting you to explain the different concepts used in networks, and also be able to explain what network is. And also, point number two, you must understand how networks are used. And also we must be able to discuss the advantage and disadvantage of the network. From there, I believe 15 minutes before the end of the class, I would like us to do the assessment on the Socrates. So what I would like you to do right now, so I'll go to the last slides. I want you to copy or just, okay, let's leave it. I'll just paste it on the chat group. Okay, let me just do this. I'll paste this on the chat group, or you can type in the directory. That's where our whole classwork is. We'll be conducting our classwork. Then while we're still doing that classwork, I'll show you the screen and your response on how you're responding, guys, because automatically then you'll be graded. You'll get your marks immediately on the system. So you'll see that. So, okay, let me just start now. I'm going back to the first slide again. So like I said, we need to explain what a network is. And then referring to the computer part of life, this is your textbook, guys. You can check on module 2.1. So that is intro using the networks. So that's where we are now. Hello, Leonhead. And then, so let me just start, guys. What is a network? Can just anyone share with me what you understand about the network? Because here they said network is when two or more computers or mobile devices are connected to each other, we have a network. So, but now the question here is, this answer, according to me, is incomplete. How? How are they connected? That's the question. When two or more computers or mobile devices are connected to each other, we have a network. But now the question is, how are they connected? So in other words, when I define the network again, I can simply say is a connection of two or more devices through a dedicated link. That's the most important thing, a link. You can talk about the link, you can talk about the medium, you can talk about the channel. So that is the medium. So then we've got wired and wireless type of the medium. So we can talk about the wired media such as copper, cable, uh, fiber, twisted pair, and then coaxial cable. There are so many, guys. So these are type of the wired media, because like remember last when I spoke about the modem, because I said modem is an acronym that means modulate, demodulate. So then modulate means we are converting digital signal into the analog. So by the time when we transfer the signal through the media, it must be in the form of analog signal back again to the new receiver. When you send as a sender, then it goes direct from digital to analog into the media. So whenever then you receive this as a receiver, then it must be decoded back into digital. That is why modulate, demodulate. So we convert that signal because the signal has to be transferred over the media. So that is a network. So we know network is a connection of two or more device through a dedicated link. So now when we talk about the links, now you know them as mentioned: copper cable, coaxial cable, the fiber optic cable. So those are the wired media. So when I'm talking about the wireless, we're using the satellites, the microwave towers to provide us with the satellite link. Yes, Leon had. We can also create a wireless network in the form of the hotspot. But remember, the core or the backbone of that is what? The microwave towers and the satellites. So those are the backgrounds of that type of the network that we are talking as a wireless network. Okay, can I continue, guys? So like I said, I'll be using, can I share the second screen again before I can just continue, just to give you more clarity on the network from the book, because I'm using a book as well here. So like on this book again that I've shared, I believe everyone has got this book up to so far, because last week, remember guys, I shared two books, of which I shared practical book and the theory book that comes from the MTN. Looking at the definition of the computer network in introduction, you'll remember that a computer network session consists of two more computers, like I said, hardware device linked together through what? Communication media, the channel. That's what I'm talking about. To share what? Electronic communication and resource with virus. So these are the most importance of what? The network, or yes, the purpose of the network. It's all about the sharing, guys. Networking means sharing. If you can't network, that means you can't share. Then you remain, you are a stand alone. So we are going to talk about client and computer, client and server computing model. You understand? So you'll understand. Sharing is very important. In computer networks, computing devices are called what? In context of the networking here, computing devices are called the nodes. So when I'm talking about the nodes, I'm referring whether is it a server or a client computer. So all of them, we call them what? The nodes, and share the data with each other through what? The link, like I said. That's, like I said, that definition was incomplete because we need to know how do they share this information through a dedicated link. These links are sent over the cable media such as what? Optic cables, or wireless media such as Wi-Fi. The connected computer also share resources such as what? Access to the printer, the most common resource being in the internet. So we're gonna talk later about, I'm going back to the first screen again, guys, as I'm continuing here. Like I said, you see here, the definition for the network, it was not complete. That is why I need to elaborate more on this. Yes, guys. Okay, now we've got different types of the network in terms of what? The geographical area or the distance that is spanned, that network. So now we can just say our network is a local network. So what do you mean by saying you've got a local network? So we've got local area network, we've got a wide area network, we've got there are so many metropolitan. So the word local means a network that can spin small geographical area, like for example the classroom, as you can see here on this demonstration here. So this network is within single building here. This is called local area network. So but when you take them all together and then combine them, maybe in the city, not a city as such, yeah, a metropolitan city. Yes, it's called the metropolitan area network. So here we are defining the network in terms of what the coverage or the area. So that is why we're saying is a local area network. It's span small geographical area. So then we've got the wide area network that can take the whole country, like national, within the state. So that is a wide area network. So now we've got a global network, of which is called the network of the networks. Like for example, in short, is called the internet. That's short for inter networks. That means internet is a global network. So that means it's a network of the network. Sometimes they call it the worldwide conglomeration of the network that's been around the world and allow people to share what the multimedia content, guys. So that is all about the the internet. It's called the global network, so that we know. So now let me just start with the advantages and disadvantages of the network. It's very fast compared to the modem methods of communication. Like for example, people will write their letters and then take it through the post office in order for them to send the message. Some they will use the telegram. In terms of time, then it was time consuming. So, but now within the second, you can just reach your counterparts somewhere around the world, maybe in America. You understand? So, that's the most important things or disadvantage is fast efficient communication. Then you can just make friends around the world. So now when it comes to the space, we are talking about what the space shifting, the time shifting. Like for example, the modern business has turned now from the brick and mortar type of the business model into pure visual play, of which some of them they are still remaining on the not pure visual play, by the way. It's called that's brick and mortar. That means you are relying on the old model of running the business whereby there's no visual presence. So that's advantage of the network. So but now the businesses has turned into click and mortar. So that means click and mortar. You can have your business existing physically then and also then it must be present online then, but pure visual play, that means that business is solely running only on the visual platform, so or on the cyber. So by cyber then we know we are talking about the visual environment where everything's are done over the network, you understand? So like these days we've got the businesses like e-commerce. What is e-commerce? Buying and selling of goods over digitally enabled infrastructure. So that's because of what? The network is supporting, is serving as supporting infrastructure for us to sell our goods and services over there. We can render them. Like, for example, a space shifting, like I said, there's no boundary. So, like, for example, then now we have to follow a certain jurisdiction. So, in terms of customs duties, so but now here there's no demarcation. That is why they said it's a space shifting. In terms of time shifting, what does that mean? So now we are talking about what? We are talking about the time. So that means you can access your store 24/7. So there's no need to for you to worry and say, no, I have to rush to the shop right then they're closing at 8 o'clock. No, you can buy on this platform at your own convenience. You understand? So there's no way that you can be inconvenienced by any time or duration of the operation of the store. You understand? So these are some of the advantages of the network, guys. Can I quickly go back before I can just elaborate more? Like for example, school environment, like how the parents or the school interact with the parents is through the emails, short message service, the instant messages, WhatsApp, BBM, messengers. I believe everyone is familiar with this one, guys. We are now in this into this digital era, guys. Like now they are talking about the fourth industrial revolution. It's all about these guys. Then we see there's a social networks like Facebook, the Instagram. These are the application, guys, because if you still remember under the software technologies, we spoke about the system software and application program. So we still remember that an application we said is a task specific program. So whereby it allows the user to accomplish a certain specific task now. So like I said, remember then we did all these type of the application programs. Now, specifically for the communication, then we must have those kind of the application that will allow us to share the information. You understand? For example, without connection to the network, you cannot be able to use any of these application because they are a network enabled application. Like for example, D6 guys, this is called the communicator. So this one mostly then you can your parents get the notice on D6 and then they can get the assignments, anything then we want to share, then we communicate with their parents through the communicator guys. And then I believe everyone now is familiar with this. So another thing again, so this network it allow us to share what the hardware. For example, say for example, those computers that you saw on the first demonstration, you saw there were so many. Like for example, correctly on head, you're saying without the network, we couldn't be able to do the online class. That is true because we need to connect through the network. That means without network, everything is impossible. Like I said, you see the most important thing about the information process and second, like I said, the last step of which is communication. So that's all about the network, guys. That's all about the network. It's very important that we have to have the network. Now, let me just talk about in terms of sharing the hardware. So how can we share the hardware? So now, will it be advisable for me to just buy each and every one of the members in that class? Let's go back again and see this class again. This one. And then you saw there's so many students on that class. Let me just show you this one. Like each and every one of these learners, I must buy the printer, and each printer it costs 5,000 rand. How much would it be? So that's gonna be costly for the organization in order for us to minimize or maximize, no, not to minimize, maximize. Minimize, I mean, I'm sorry, for the, that means we need to minimize, not to maximize. So we need to minimize the cost. So by minimizing the cost, yeah, we'll have to buy only one printer and put it on the network. That means whoever that is on the network will be able to share that printer. We can all print on the same printer on the network. That means we have saved what the cost, guys. So that's how we can now save. You understand? So it's all about saving now. And then we can save this way. That's how we can save. So we can save. And then equipment can be shared by users on the network cheaper than buying device for each computer. Like I said, it's too costly. So it's better than we should just share here. Sharing is very important, guys. This is what we are currently doing now. So, and then let's do this. You can even print from your smartphone to any printer in the world. As long as it's connected to the network, then you've got IP address of that printer. What is an IP address? Is a unique number that identifies each individual device or the nodes connected on the network. You understand? I believe everyone then understand that. Say, are server and network the same? No, Dino. Listen, a network is a connection of two or more devices through dedicated link. A server is a node on the network. We are talking about the computer here. Like I said, remember, I spoke about client server computing model. Then this computer is classified as a server. The other one is a client. That means server is connected on the network by means of what the cabling or the wireless, understand? But now the server is a main computer on the network. So that is why sometimes we call it the host on the network because it manages what the network resources. I believe Tino now, you got me. So that's how we explain you can't say networks is same thing with server. No, server is a computer on the network. Network is a process of connecting those computers on the network. How do you connect them? Through a dedicated link that we have just mentioned, these links. I think I'm quite clear, Dino. So server is the main computer that other device connect like with this class. Yes, but now yes, we are connected to the server, guys, because there's someone who's managing the server is managing how we share the resources. You understand? Exactly. Like for example, like the admin will give you some rules. Like I said, let's maintain and observe what the class rule, so if you're still following, like if you don't follow, that person has got that administrative privileges of which as clients we don't have, can remove you out of the network. You understand? So that is because it's the host that manages. If you manage, you've got more control. You understand? Also, it provides, like it serves. Like for example, can I just make a typical example of the Facebook? As a client, then you just take your computer, then you log on you use your browser, like this specific application program, your browser, like for example, a Google Chrome, then you enter www.facebook.com, then you click enter, then immediately when you enter, then you send. Then when you send, you are making a request to the server because that is a direct address. w dot www.facebook.com is your address, is uniform resource locator. It tells you where your resources are located. That means you are going to make a request to that Facebook server. Then the Facebook server is going to check your credentials. If they match the one that you have signed up on your profile, then it's going to provide you with what? Your requested profile. That is why you'll have Facebook page. Or unless otherwise, if you have not provided the correct password and username, you'll get a message back. Server will say, no, please invalid username or password. That process also is called what? Authentication. It's not for the first time I spoke about this. So do you understand, Dino? So Tyrese, what are you saying about Microsoft Edge? So I don't understand your question. Then I think I've just answered you, Dino. Thank you, Dino, for understanding. Okay. Now let me just continue again. So I'm still talking about advantages of browser. Is not your question, sir. Okay, yeah, Microsoft Edge. That's correct. Is a browser, correct. We need to know all these application program, guys. Like I said, these are the task specific program. Like last week, then we are on practically using one of the application program called spreadsheet, guys. You need to know how to use all these applications because I said they are task specific program. Each and every application is meant for the specific task. Thank you so much, Tyrese. Thank you. More than welcome. So let me just, guys, continue. And then advantage of sharing again. They're still trying to emphasize that we can share the files as well. So can I go back to the book again just to check up on something again? There are two common type of the networks, but we're gonna talk about this at later stage. Like for example, here they are talking about what home area network. Like I said, in terms of geographical area. HEN is a very small network that usually cover what single home or home office. Like I said, in terms of the geographical area or the coverage. So that's how we can classify these networks. But all in all, then we know a network, just in general, a network is a connection of two or more device through a dedicated link. But now in terms of the geographical coverage of the space. So that's where now we classify, like for example, we've got the personal area network, is a similar to the HEN, but even smaller. It refers to a network that is built for a single person, like in your phone, contain all the devices connected to this network. Most organizations, such as what school business, have computer that are connected to a central computer called what? A server, like I said here. Then I'm going to talk. This server is the main computer that manages what? Communication between all other computer on the network. Like I said, the network, the server is a host on the network that manages what? The network resources. I believe everyone that understand this one now. The server, the word server then is a self-explanatory, means to serve, then you always provide. They request. So when they request, then you provide. This server is the main computer that manages the communication between all the other computers on the network. And network clients refer to the hardware or software that can access service made available what? By the server. Like I said, we've got client and server computing model. So the client, now what is a client? Network client refer to the hardware or software that can access service made available by the server. So we've got administrators here. Network administrators are the people that are part of the technical support team who can modify and change network according to the organization needs. The administrator can, for example, remove computers from the network. Like I said, if you don't obey the rules here, our administrators has got that privileges to remove you from the network and restrict access for you such that you may not access the system again. Prevent from having access to confidential information here because it so this is the server because it has that administrative task, guys. Even if, like, for example, we spoke about the operating system last as a main program on the computer. Server has got a unique operating system that is called network operating system. You understand? So, but even if we check the interface of server and the client computer is totally different. You understand? Because server has got more of the administrative privileges. You understand? It has to do with what management. So it manages, it controls. So that is all about the server. Now, let's talk about there are various devices helping in communication between the nodes. For example, we know what is a node now. Like I said, all the devices that are connected to the network, then we refer to them as what? As the nodes. For example, a switch. The main purpose of the switch is to share information between what? Specific computers without involving the other computers in the network. This means that this computer can continue doing what they are doing. Looking at the following diagram here, let's check what's going on here. You will see that by using switch, computer A sent a message to computer B without other computers in that. So that is what is happening here. So you see here, let's have a look. This is a switch here, it's a central device because these are the ports that connects these computers all together on there. So this is a switch now. I believe you understand now what is a switch up to so far. So okay, I'm going back now to the first slide again. So I believe we all on the same page. Then don't forget that we are still talking about what advantages of using what the network. Why is it important to use the network? Uh, uh, for example, simple like what you see here. We see they've got two computers on the network here. They are all connected through the dedicated link. They could be wireless or wired. Look what is happening here. These two computers, they share what? The files. And here, this one is printing here. That's how also they sharing what? They sharing their hardware devices here. The printer is shared. Sharing of printer and scanner and other devices can be done like this way. You have to network. This printer must be part of the network such that at least then you can be able to share that printer on the network. This one also is printing. You see, then we are saving the cost. Unlike this one owning his own print and this one, you see, so that is too costly for the organization as well. File on the server can be accessed by the learners and teachers can retrieve the learners on the file. So this is what you can simple do. File can be saved in the cloud. What do you mean about the cloud? A cloud application or a cloud service. You guys, we are referring to anything that is happening over the internet. Like for example, under OneDrive, then we can store Dropbox, we can store our files as well. Then, so all these services are called the cloud services because everything we do it online. So there are some other cloud services like an application on OneDrive here, that like Microsoft like Hotmail. When you get into your email, then when you are in there, you can also even the Google Drive as well. So under the Google service, you can have your online office application, so service provided online. So there's no need for you to worry. Maybe that you find out on your local machine, there's no office installed, then only to find out you want to use the office. You can use the cloud one. So you log on cloud, then you save it on the cloud storage. These are the cloud storages, you understand? File can be saved in the cloud on the computer connected to the network. That's what they mean. So the most important thing about saving your things on the cloud, you can access them everywhere you go. So you can go to America, maybe you don't have to say, I forgot my things in South Africa, then I have to go back and fetch them. No, you just need your credentials, your password, your login detail, you understand? your password and username, then you just use any device connected to the network, then you'll have access to your all your files. That is why sometimes it's very important that we should make a cloud backup, guys. We back up our things on a cloud storage. So that's my advice to you. So I believe we all following, guys. I believe we all following here. So okay, can I see if there are some question? Do you know Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox? Exactly, that's correct. All these are the cloud storages, guys. These are the cloud storages. These are some of the cloud services. Exactly, I agree with you. So I believe so. We all following, guys. So because we all familiar with this, that means up to so from now on. So is there anyone who's attending the school at Glen Vista here? We don't want to hear any excuse of saying no. I've lost my things on my flash, more especially your practical assessment task, guys. You make sure that you must have your files on the cloud storage. So we must make sure that we have our time, guys. Yeah. So let me just try to push. Okay. Advantages of the network: centralization of the data. What does that mean? Networking allow us to access files or folder on a central computer, like I stated, that is a server. So it's a host, as if this were actual on our own computer. Also, we had the database that ensures that multiple users can make conflict change to the data. So database, we know, is a collection of related files, but here there's a special application program that is used to manage the database, like what? MySQL is one of the database management system. Access, we'll talk about this in grade level, is one of the database management system, while also ensuring that changes made by user are immediately available to the others. Understand exactly. So then the more you do in-depth uh, course on the database, because it's a very broad course as well. So you'll see it. Okay, no two people can book the same seat in the theater. What control that is because of the database. We've got some primary keys and whatsoever, then you learn about them in grade 11. So this one, so they enforce some constraints on your database. Okay, now we still on advantages. We have is very flexible. We are not limited to the physical location, like I said, space shifting. So now I'm just repeating the things. Using the internet remove what? Location specific limits on the network, like I said. So there's no boundaries here. So maybe you need to go somewhere, then you need to go and apply the passport. No, there's no worry here. You don't have to apply any passport. You can use the cloud storage to save and synchronize your files. Then you have seen that's how flexible is the network. The internet banking can be done from home as well. So then in most cases there are so many things. Laser, then we can talk about, you can listen to the radio, watch the videos, and television can be streamed live over the internet, ebooks, so on and on. You understand? So these are the advantages. Let's talk about easy to control access to the data centralized stored. Like I said, you can have a backup, maintain integrity of the data in one location, easier to send update, e.g. the antivirus software to all computers from one central computer. That's an advantage of the network, you understand? Disadvantage, learning curve, how to protect your privacy online, how to communicate safely, more especially if you are new to the computer, can be expensive to set up and maintain what your network. Confidential and sensitive information may be stolen by the hackers and the crackers on the system. Harmful software can spread quickly, like a virus. If the network develops problem, user might not be able to communicate or access what the data. Can central faults in the network can cause loss of what data. So guys, today I think that's all. Let's now start tackle our classwork now. So let's get on this. www.socrative. So we've got, I said, for 15 minutes, guys. So please let's tackle this because I'll see you hence you log in. So okay, let me just do this. I'll make it this way, then okay, I'll share it on the group chat just now so that everyone can be able to access it very quickly. Then from there, I'll be sharing and showing you. Like I said, the room number for that, use Muhanwe 101. Okay, I'm going to share this. Okay, I'm gonna share this again. Okay, just go back. That's my secret. Okay, just do this real quick. Start activity. Okay, your activity is gonna just look like this way, guys. Like I said, you log in. I'll just check you, hence you report in here. I'm just about to share this with you on the chat right now. Let's have a link very quick. We'll respond to the questions. Like I said, my room number is Mohane. My room name is Mohane 101. Just log in using this and then let's attend this very quickly, guys, please. Click on this link and then follow this, and then from there enter Mohane 101. Then from there you'll enter your name. So answer the questions after that. I'll see you guys once you enter in here. Immediately then you'll see your results, how you have tackled the questions as well. Okay. I've shared the link just now, Tyrone. I've just shared the link now. There's it again. Can I share it again? There's it. You see it. I've sent the link, everyone. So you guys, can't you see the link? No, I just shared the link just now. Can I share it again? I don't know. Okay. Can I just go back to the slide? Maybe then I'll share it on the slide. So this is the link. If you don't see it here, then I'm sharing the link again here. There's a link. https b.socrative.com/login/student. So then you enter. Okay. You are very slow, guys. Guys, please, let's try to respond back on this, please. I don't see anyone so far. Or can I do this? So creative student login. Okay, I'll just do this. I'm sharing the new screen again on the Socrates. Like I said, this is a link, what you see, b.socrative.com, login student. Like I said, please, your name, my room is Mohane. This is what I'm doing, Mohane 101. So if I do this, check what's gonna happen. It says Mohane 101, enter your name, say maybe Tabo. So then I say, okay. So that's what you must do. Your answer number one of 7. So I've got 7 questions for you guys to answer now. So do you see what I'm doing? Guys, check here on top here on my address bar. This is a directory. Please just write the same on your URL, guys. So this, write the same, please. Write this. You'll get in here. But I've just shared the link and many times. Like you see what is here, please, let's write it. Please, let's write it, guys. Yeah, at least I see the blessing. Tyrone is in now. Please, Tyrone and blessing. Thank you. Then I can see you guys. You are now in. So please, let's respond back to the questions. Tyrone and blessing, how did you manage to get it, guys? I see Destino again. So thank you, guys. I see you all come in. As I can show you here, guys, you can see yourself. So you'll see your results. After that, I can show you your results thereafter, the score, and you are now in progress. Your progress is 0 now at least. Blessy has tried, then you are now on 14% progress, even though you got it wrong, so it doesn't matter. Let's go on again. But at least immediately when you submit, you'll see the correct answer, Blessy. You'll see the correct answer. This is what you'll see, guys. This is question 1. Define computer network. Define the computer network. So then you fill in that, then you submit. Immediately when you submit, let me just say connection only, connection of computers. Then I'm saying submit. If you've got it wrong, then it's going to tell you incorrect. Computer network is a system of 2 or more computers that are linked together to share data and information. That is a correct answer. That's what you'll see. Then you continue. Okay, you go to the second question. Explain what the internet is. So please, let's tackle this, guys. Please. Please, 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 please. As much as I'm checking on you guys, okay? Who is this? Okay, Tino. I'm gonna go there again, no problem. There we are. So like I said, the link is here again. So there's a link. Then do you see it now? http://b.socrative.com student. Please have this one because we'll be using this throughout, guys. Please have this, we'll be using this throughout. Then I can see how you respond. Then I can see how you respond. Then like here, then let me just check how many people that I have. So Kamogelo, Dino, I see your progress. Tyrone, I see your progress. Kamogelo, I haven't seen anything so far. So at least I see Dino is on question number 2. All of you guys are still on question number 1. So okay, I'm waiting for you to respond, guys. Okay, let me just check. There's a message on the chat group. Okay, guys, almost. Then it's fine. Then you can still, even though our session will just end now, but you can just continue on filling in the responding back to the question. Then I'll just check your feedback on my side. We almost left with 5 minutes to finish the class, guys. Hence, you are responding. Then only 2, 4, 5 so far. Then what about others, guys? Are you struggling or what's going on? And then guys, how many of you guys are still struggling? I just need to help you guys so that at least you know. Mosa, Nelly, Elizabeth, Kalam. Who else again? I don't see you guys. Kanyisa Mabaleka, Rutendo. Then I don't see you guys. Where are you on the assessment? Because I don't see you. So your name should reflect on the assessment. I don't see you. If you're struggling, please shout, then I can be able to help. Okay. No, Tino, check the room number. careful. Then capital letters Mohanwe 101. Can I repeat that? I'm writing that again on the group chat. 101. There we are. Mohanwe 101. Be careful about the name of the chat, the room, by the way. So please, Mohanwe 101. That's my room for you to access the assessment. Okay, Nelly, I get your I get you now. But Nelly, okay, make sure that you can download the app, Socrative, Student Socrative on your phone, so that tomorrow when we do some assessment, you can be able to. So because you can download it, go straight to Google Play and download the application over there. So it's possible. Please make sure that everyone who's struggling, then if you are using your phone, make sure that you download an app. So I can see someone is Dino. Dino. Yeah, your shortcuts anyway, guys. Then can I see the percentage that you're having, guys? 0%, almost. All of you guys, zero. None of you guys got it right. But don't worry, I understand what's going on here, but I'll just check your answers. Then I'll just do this. Just global report. I'll just go check them later. This is what I'm expecting. Okay, guys. Okay, you know what? Let's just call it a day for today. Then we'll see once again. But let's continue the activity. Then I'll turn on my back end on here so that I can see all your response towards all the questions that I gave you today. So, but I'm just ending the session here. So, okay, no problem, Tyron. So I just wanted to test that you guys so that I'll check your response. Then if, like I said, I'm not, I'll show you something tomorrow. It's fine, no problem. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. So, but now let's continue the activity. So then we'll meet once again tomorrow. So I'll prepare the multiple choice type of the question for tomorrow. So we'll be doing that as well. So I just want you to get exposure and then be familiar on how to use the platform for the questions. So because I'm hoping to expand more at later stage, then we'll use another platform that has more detailed info than this one. Okay, guys. Okay, thank you so much. My pleasure. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. But now let's remain behind to finish the classwork, please. Thank you. See you tomorrow, guys. Thank you.